On a dark and stormy night, Tess arrives in Detroit, seeking refuge in a rental house she's booked online. She's exhausted, eager for a quiet night's rest. But as she fumbles with the key code, the door unexpectedly opens and a man named Keith stands in the doorway. Both are surprised. A double booking. What are the odds? Tess is cautious, but with no other options in the pouring rain, she reluctantly agrees to share the space with Keith for the night.
Why don't you come inside and we'll call these idiots.
The house is peculiar, old, and worn with an unsettling aura. Inside, Tess and Keith try to navigate the awkward situation.
Here. Jesus.
Keith, though polite and seemingly harmless, has an unease about him that Tess can't shake. They make small talk, trying to ease the tension, and Keith makes tea, offering Tess a cup. It's a gesture meant to be kind, but it only heightens Tess's wariness. What if he's hiding something sinister? Despite her reservations, Tess decides to stay.
I can sleep on anything. Good night, Tess.
Good night, Keith.
Finding some comfort in the locked door of her room, the night passes with uneasy sleep.
Keith.
The fuck?
Filled with strange sounds echoing through the house. In the morning, Tess wakes to find Keith gone, his bed neatly made. She explores the house, curious and still apprehensive, and stumbles upon a strange door in the basement. The door leads to a hidden corridor, and beyond it, a small, dimly lit room with a camera, a stained mattress, and a bucket. It's a horrifying discovery, a place that seems to hold dark secrets. Tess panics and tries to leave, but Keith, returning and curious about her discovery, insists on investigating further.
Do you see it?
They venture deeper into the tunnels, and the air growing colder, the darkness more oppressive. They find a room filled with cages, and the realization hits them. This is a place of unspeakable horrors, a prison of sorts. As Tess explores further, she discovers another hidden passage leading deeper underground. The tunnels are narrow, cold, and suffocating, the walls echoing with the whispers of the past. Tess's heart pounds in her chest as she ventures into the darkness, her flashlight flickering, casting eerie shadows on the walls. Suddenly, they're ambushed by a monstrous figure.
I'm not going back!
A woman grotesquely disfigured, her skin pale and eyes wild with madness. This creature, known only as the Mother, has been living in the tunnels for years, the result of generations of incest and abuse. In the chaos, Keith is brutally killed, his face smashed against the wall by the Mother. Tess, terrified, is captured and thrown into a pit.
Yellow!
Hey, AJ, I have David Stern and Melissa Herberts for you.
Meanwhile, AJ, the owner of the house and a Hollywood actor facing financial ruin due to sexual assault allegations, arrives to inspect the property. Unaware of its dark secrets, AJ is horrified when he discovers the hidden tunnels and the underground lair. Armed with a flashlight and a sense of disbelief, he ventures into the depths, documenting everything with a measuring tape, oblivious to the danger lurking. AJ stumbles upon Tess, who warns him of the Mother's presence. In a desperate bid for survival, they attempt to escape but are captured by the Mother. She forces them into her twisted version of a family dynamic, trying to nurture them in a grotesque, maternal way. AJ, terrified and confused, realizes the gravity of the situation and the horrors beneath the house. As they struggle to survive, Tess and AJ uncover the truth behind the house, and its dark history. Decades ago, a man named Frank, the original owner, had kidnapped women, imprisoning them in the basement and subjecting them to unimaginable horrors. The mother is one of his victims, born and raised in the darkness, never knowing the world above. Frank, now a frail and elderly man, still lurks in the shadows, a remnant of the past that refuses to die. AJ finds Frank, who remains silent and unrepentant. In a fit of panic, AJ inadvertently triggers Frank's death by handing him a gun, which Frank uses to end his own life, preferring death over capture and exposure. In the chaos that follows, AJ and Tess manage to escape the pit. They flee through the tunnels, but the mother pursues them with a relentless, primal fury. Their escape leads them to the streets above, but even there, safety is not guaranteed. In a desperate final confrontation atop a water tower, AJ, attempting to save himself, sacrifices Tess, pushing her off the tower to distract the mother. However, the mother leaps after Tess, attempting to save her, driven by her distorted sense of motherhood. Both survive the fall, but AJ, in a last act of cowardice, tries to manipulate the situation, only to meet his end at the hands of the mother, who brutally kills him. Tess, drawing on every ounce of strength, confronts the mother in a desperate bid for freedom. The battle is intense, with Tess narrowly escaping death multiple times. In the end, she manages to overcome the mother, but not without significant scars, both physical and psychological. As Tess emerges from the underground nightmare, the daylight feels like a distant dream. The once quiet, unassuming house now stands as a monument to the horrors concealed within its walls. The ordeal has left Tess forever changed, haunted by the memories of the darkness she faced and the monsters, both human and inhuman, she encountered.